building an indie business in the center of venture capital in the newly named Indie Business Studio. I am Alex Edmonds. On the internet, people call me SupremeRumHam, and this is the Building an Indie Business podcast. Okay, let's get into it. So today I'm going to be talking about YouTube. So one of my goals for 2021 was to improve my YouTube videos because I felt that I don't optimize my YouTube enough, and I think it's something very simple I can do to grow my following, grow my YouTube subscribers, grow my podcast subscribers, grow my revenue research subscribers. So I felt that 2021 was the perfect time to try and figure that out. And so I started to. Right. So I'm going to be talking about my issues with YouTube and why I didn't start doing it. The system I created, how I started, something funny that happened while I was learning all this, about the features, top factors for YouTube, the description, and I actually tried before to optimize YouTube videos, and I'm going to be talking about that a little bit. Okay, so let's get into it. The issues I have with optimizing YouTube videos. They don't let me optimize them while they're being uploaded. So you have to do that after. And really, when we're talking about like as a creator on YouTube, I don't spend a lot of time there. So I do use YouTube very often, but I'm watching. I'm not, looking at my views or something like that. So for me to go back like a day before, even 3 hours after I upload a video, it's kind of like, it's not in my mind, because YouTube is like a secondary thing for me. The focus is my podcast. So I check the podcast stuff every day, even just like casually, just like while I'm waiting for something or for like someone to call me. I'll go check the podcast stats. But I don't do that for YouTube. So that's why I never optimize my videos, and that's why I thought it'd be a good goal to have for 2020. And so with everything, I create a system, right? I have like a process that I do every single time to make it easier on myself, like less thinking, more action. And so I created a system for YouTube, right? And so for podcast episodes, I'm always like 2 to 3 episodes ahead, and I thought I should take advantage of that. So while I'm uploading the latest video, so like while I'm uploading this video, I will edit the previous week's video and optimize it for everything. In that way, while the current video is being uploaded, I am still editing and optimizing a new video, right? So it's like I'm doing exactly what I wanted to do. So yeah, I just have to do like 2 more clicks, right? But I started figuring out how to optimize things before I created the system. So how did I start? I started with the most popular videos. So I have a bunch of programming videos from Free Code Camp where I just like go through the lesson. I don't even say anything. I just go through. I just do the exercise for Free Code Camp. And that's how I started making YouTube videos back in 2017. So I have like 200 Free Code Camp videos. So I started with those because I figured that when I optimize the videos, they might bring me. They'd be the ones that are getting a lot of views already. So like, if I optimize those videos, then more people will see my stuff, right? And they're more likely to subscribe because the higher number means that there's a higher likelihood of someone subscribing, right? So I started with those. YouTube has something called end cards where they show up at the end of the video and you decide what can show up. It's like a playlist, a subscribe button, a link, a video. And so I decided to add a subscribe button and add a most recent video end screen, right? So my guess is that by doing the most popular yeah. So then my guess is that by doing the most popular videos, people will see the new edits and subscribe, of course, right? And then another thing that makes all this a little easier is that they let you copy the edits of a previous video with one click. So like, I go to the programming videos, I do that, and I can go back to the podcast episodes and copy the edits from the programming video with one click, which is great, right? And then something funny that happened to me was I'm using these end cards. I'm trying to create them, and I'm trying to put them in the middle of the video. The end cards in the middle of the video, right? So I just thought that was really funny because I'm getting frustrated and they're end cards, and I just like didn't think that through. I was just like, why can't I put these end cards in the middle of the video, right? And then they have something, I think they call them top cards, and that's the little like information button at the top of the top right corner of the video. So what they recommend you do is that you add the card when the average person leaves. So let's say the average person leaves on a video at the 1 minute mark for that specific video. So what I did was I put it at 55 seconds to start showing up. And that the people that I read that idea from say that because they're trying to leave, that they'll see that information button and then click on that video. But I hardly use those information buttons, but I don't know. Okay. So the top factors for YouTube in terms of like ranking higher, like the SEO of YouTube, let's call it that, are comments, which I used to turn the comments off, so that might be a problem. And then when someone subscribes after watching your video, then video shares. So when someone takes the link and shares it with someone else, like in a text message, then click-through rate, which is clicking from search results, and how you increase that number is by creating a nice thumbnail and having a nice title, right? And then another factor is the thumbs up. It's just people saying, oh, hey, I give this video a thumbs up. And then video length. The longer, the better. And this is because YouTube wants people to stay on YouTube as long as possible. So by having a 20-minute video and people watching it for 20 minutes, they want that. So they reward people with long videos. Okay. And then descriptions. So my descriptions before, they were just links, right? A link to the book, a link to revenue research, a link to open podcasts maybe, a link to the Buy Me a Coffee page, right? Yeah. So they don't like that. So I had to change up my descriptions. And what they want is for me to include keywords in the first 25 words of the description. So like for this video, for this video, it would be like optimizing YouTube is what I would name it, like optimizing my YouTube channel or videos, and they want me to put that in the first 25 words because what I want is for someone to look up optimizing YouTube videos, and then my videos pop up. So I have to do that. And then the description has to be at least 250 words. Sorry. Right. So, yeah. And then include your keyword optimizing YouTube videos 2 to 4 times in the description. So, one way I will do this is keeping my links, but putting them lower. And then for the top part of the description, I will add my episode description, which isn't 250 words, but I can make it 250 words if I wanted to, because I'm a big boy and I can do whatever I want. Okay. So, at some point, I tried to optimize my YouTube channel, and one thing that I read and someone recommended to me was to make the covers of the videos stand out. So how do you do that, Alex? Well, I'll tell you. See, for every other thing, I use the color red to make them stand out from other covers. Like a lot of people use black for their covers. I use red. But the problem with that on YouTube is that everything is red, so red doesn't stand out. And so to optimize my videos, I use the color blue. So when you go to my YouTube channel, you see that the original podcast cover is blue instead of red, right? So that's one way. I made covers blue. I created like a RumHam logo, and I made it blue, and I added that for all the programming videos as a cover. That was one way. And then the first 2 lines of the description, they show up without having to be clicked, right? So you read the description and the first 2 lines show up, and then you click more and then the entire description shows up. So how I optimized this, and I didn't read this or anything, I just put my links at the top so that people wouldn't have to click to see them, and they could just click on them and go to it first instead. I don't know if I'm going to change that though, because I kind of like it. I have to check if I'm going to test it out, and what I'm going to do is like new videos, like maybe even this video, I'm going to add my episode description and put the links below that, but they won't show up. And if that leads to more clicks, then I'll do that for all the videos, right? I think that's a good idea. Okay. And then I also read if you put brackets at the end of the video, like your YouTube optimized title, and then brackets about what it is, then that's more algorithm friendly, right? So for like the podcast, it's podcast title, episode title, and then in brackets, building an indie business podcast. So yeah. Okay. That's all I have for this episode. I will get results soon for this. Not soon, but I'll get results for this. And then once I get them, I will share them on the podcast. I'll do a YouTube results episode. Okay. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day. Bye from the Indie Business Studio. Okay.